Hi, my name is Azeem, and this is my story. Meet my family. This is my older brother Amir, my younger sister Fatima, and we lived with my mom and dad in Dhaka, Bangladesh. I can still remember the hustle and bustle, playing cricket with friends, and Jummah prayers at the mosque. We lived there happily until I was 7, when my father's business fell on hard times and we ended up moving to America, Dorville, Georgia to be specific. At first, life felt totally different. Everything was so spaced out compared to the density of my hometown, and I was overwhelmed with the amount of questions from my classmates. I didn't speak any English either, so there was a language barrier. I was still able to find some familiar things like the mosque, my family, friends, and soccer where I could connect with the other kids before I spoke the same language. Then I met Miss Matthews, a teacher at my school who would help me learn English during periods of class. Even though I was the only kid who had an ESL teacher, I appreciated how she was kind and patient and put in the effort to make learning fun and help me make friends. With her help, I was able to talk to my friends, Daman and Louis. We bonded over soccer, robotics, and food. I also realized that there were no halal options, so I starved myself, and when another teacher, Miss Lundy, noticed this, she would offer me snacks every day. My parents worked long hours, so when they weren't available, I took the role of looking after and feeding my little sister who was 4 at the time. We got through a number of things as a family, like the bullying of my older brother Amir. The kids in his class stopped him at the doorway and asked to check his bag for a bomb. This frightened my brother, the incident was reported, and an article was written about it. 2 years later, when I was 9, my family and I moved to New York with only my dad staying behind in Georgia. I immediately noticed how schools were more crowded and hectic, yet I was able to settle in easier because of the diversity and the presence of South Asian and Bengali community. Back in Georgia, I found myself trying to hide my identity, but in New York, I was able to feel proud of it and felt more of a sense of belonging. I spoke to the guidance counselor about my immigration status, however, the DOE translators were not helpful, and I would have to translate in their place. My brother had to help with lawyers and asylum applications. I was surprised to find that despite the diversity, schools in New York don't do much in the way of providing halal options, with the only option being a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, which was also the only kosher and vegetarian option. In comparison to Georgia, where it was impossible to find any halal options, at least in New York, they provided one halal option. I joined the cricket team at my school and met other Bengali kids there as well. The umpires did not tolerate any trash talking, so we spoke in Bengali to make sure we don't get a penalty. We said things like shishi koiro na. For people who are like me out there, don't be afraid to reach out for help, and most importantly, don't be afraid to embrace your culture and your identity.